Learn to release the club correctly to achieve more consistency in your game. Okay, so what is the release? Okay, we hear a lot about it, we read a lot about it. Well, the release is defined as the position from halfway down to halfway through. Okay, so it's this kind of delivery position into impact and then into this follow through. That is the release. And there are different types of releases to suit different types of games, different types of club faces to help you get consistency and get the club face square at impact. So broadly speaking, we're going to separate it into 3 different types of releases. Okay, so we've got the square to square. So for someone that's got a square club face in the delivery, where that club face is matching the spine angle into halfway through, again that club face matching it halfway through. So that would be our square to square release. Okay, then we've got the closed. Okay, we see a lot of top golfers in this closed position. Okay, so if we're closed in the release, then we have to hold it off. We have to keep that club face from closing off too much. So we see a lot of guys held off into that follow through, and that can come through various things. It can come through more body turn, it can come through holding the hands off a little bit, and then you've got the open to close release. Okay, so again, it gets a lot of bad press, but it can work, and we see it working for a lot of top players. Okay, and that essentially is where that toe is facing the sky halfway down into square, and then the toe on the way through. So that's your open to close release. So 3 clear different types of releases. So that's the first thing, and it's really important that you understand what type of release you are. If you don't, I suggest you reach out to your local golf pro. If you want to hit me up on Skillest for an online lesson, that needs to be explained to you and help you understand at your game. Okay, because what you'll quickly see there is that if you've got an incorrect matchup, okay, so for example, if we've got a closed position here and then you try and release it, as in from what would be an open position, if you're going closed and then trying to release it and closing that face off, you're going to miss it a long way. And equally, you know, one thing I see with a lot of slicers is that they might be in an open position here, but then they hold it off, and you might be someone like this where you have this kind of chicken wing effect here and you're holding it off, and you know you're going to hit a lot of slices. So having the correct matchup is imperative to get you some consistency within your game. So once you've understood what type of release you are, it's then about matching it up. Okay, and one thing I do quite often with my players is just do some half shots. Okay, so if we're assuming that we're say a square releaser, okay, where that's square to square, I'm just going to do some half shots, and I'm always feeling, for me personally, that club face is matching my sternum. So we're going halfway back and halfway through. Okay, and that for me as a nice neutral release is always square to my sternum. Okay, stay tuned to the next part. I'm going to show you a great drill that can really help you. Okay, so I'm assuming you're a neutral releaser. Okay, so what I've got here is a 7-iron, and I've got a 2-thumb putter grip on it. Okay, so one of these big 2-thumb putter grips. This is a drill that I've seen in the past from the legendary coach that's Pete Cowan. Okay, and the aim of it is really to kind of give you some feedback in terms of where that club face is relative to your body. Okay, so I want to feel that the flat part of the 2-thumb is facing me all the time. So as I go back, it's facing me there, and as I go through, it's facing me there. But equally, what you can do is it can help you understand what type of release you are, because if you're naturally sort of in this position here where it's open, then we know that we need a lot of closure coming through. Again, it's that particular release is very much apparent for the slicer. Okay, so trying to get the release where you'll see that this right arm crosses the left coming through, that's good for a slicer. Okay, and again, if you're somebody that's very close on the way down, then we're actually almost going to feel like it's, if anything, slightly opening coming through. Okay, but me as a square releaser, what I'm always trying to do here is I'm just going to get that facing me there, and then as I turn, again, I always want that two thumb facing my body, if you like. Okay, so you can see that that club face is square to square. And again, hitting some half shots here, it really just gives me a feel of that club face awareness. Okay, so my body's turning with it, gone fairly straight, marginally left, but that's really given me some good awareness of how to release the club. Hope that makes sense, guys. That's just an insight into the 3 different types of releases. If you've got any questions, pop them down below. Hopefully I can help and possibly give you some drills to help you improve. As always, please like and subscribe. Look forward to seeing you again very soon.